All right, so Dutch Brothers, or sorry, not Dutch Brothers, Dutch Bros is a coffee shop chain that's really exploding nationwide. They're opening up all over the place. And from a commercial real estate play, you might be wondering, what is it like to own the real estate under a Dutch Brothers? And so I'm going to show you because an email advertising that just came across my desk. I'm Chen, CEO of Saglo Companies. We own shopping centers. I've been in the retail commercial real estate industry over 20 years. All right, let's take a look. So you got Property Blast, by the way, is pretty good. I'm on it, and you get properties blasted over to you. So the question is, you got new price, submit offers. So every time they say new price, that means that the property's been on the market for a while, and they lowered the price. So that's what it means. Best in class drive-through only brand. So it's a small building, right? We'll find out, I guess, how big it is, but if I had to eyeball it, I'm just looking at it right now. This is probably 1,000 square feet or less. You got two cars here, and that's almost the depth of the building. And then how wide is it? It's probably 1,000 feet, let's just say. And but it's got a 15-year absolute triple net lease. And you're, I guess, leasing directly to the parent company that has good credit. So it's likely that you're going to see your rent for the next 15 years unless they go out of business. And they're saying it's the 2025 prototype, meaning that, if the like, let's just say it's a Wendy's and it is a 1980s prototype, that they're going to want to redo it sometime soon because it hasn't been touched since the 80s. 2025, it's good, and it's probably going to be good for at least 15 years. And they call this a bite-sized deal, mainly because a lot of people have $3 million nowadays to buy something like this. And they call it a high-profile corner. This is in Eustis, and Eustis is in the Orlando area, but it's not, I wouldn't say that it's the most desirable part of Orlando. And I'll actually pull it up on the other side here once I'm done with this email. And the prices, so small deals like this, they do have an asking price as opposed to big deals. A lot of times they're doing a call for offers or it's a blind bid. So they're asking 3.135 million, and the cap rate's the cap rate is 5.35%, which if you do the math, 3.135 million, right? And you multiply that by 5.35%, you get $167,000 of NOI, which essentially that's your rent. That's the rent that they're paying. Now, that's a lot of rent for a small building, to be quite honest with you. I have to see how good the real estate is, but for these small buildings like this, I mean, usually I'm seeing 100,000, maybe 80,000, 100, 120, 167's quite high. Not only is it high rent, but then you're capitalizing it using a 5.35% cap rate. And just so you know, the cap rate is the inverse of a PE ratio. So it's basically if you took the 5.35% and divided it into into 100%, it's 18.7 times, meaning that whatever the rent Dutch Bros is paying, you're paying 18.7 times that rent as your purchase price. And so it'd take you 18.7 years to get back all your money, I guess. But there's probably, some increases built in. Usually this type of asset, there increases every 5 years or something like that. And so it's a rare Orlando MSA asset. I don't know if it's rare. I mean, there's a lot of stuff being sold in Orlando right now, or in just usually there is if you know where to look. Best in class drive-through only coffee brand. I'd say that's probably right. Orlando #1 summer travel ranked number one for fastest job growth, 27% population growth. I think all that's probably correct. Double drive-through, and it's got 10% bumps. So that just means, like I said, it's 10% rent increases every 5 years. Probably 5 years. I don't know if it's 5 years, but probably 5 years. I can download a brochure actually. But before I do that, let me just go ahead and pull up where the location is, so you guys can kind of see where this is. Put the red dot there on um on the location. Actually, let's go ahead. So you got, yeah, so you can see Bay Street right here, right? And it's in front of Ollie's, which is pretty discount type of property. Actually, Lake Hills Plaza. I might have even looked at this shopping center to buy at one point. um, And so I'd have to look back on the notes, but you got Planet Fitness, Racetrack, McDonald's, Metro by T-Mobile, Ollie's. So you know it's a bit of a discount tenant mix. Adjacent to it, you got Tractor Supply, Save-A-Lot, Dells. So pretty discount oriented tenant mix. So the land itself's probably not very valuable. And you can even see, take a look at this. So normally what I'll do is I'll measure a distance, right? So take a look at how much land you're talking about. You're talking about 20,000 feet of land, so about half an acre. So you're paying $3.1 million for this half acre parcel of land with the Dutch Bros on it with a double drive-through. And let's take a look at the building size, since I said it's probably 1,000 feet. I'm just curious if I'm right. Maybe I'm not right. Looks like it is 1,900 feet, so maybe close to 2,000 feet, right? Which I still think it's a lot of rent at 167,000. And then let's take a look at where this is in relation to, they call it the Orlando MSA, right? So you got, I don't see Orlando yet, and you got Orlando here. So Eustis is here, then Mount Dora, which is a pretty cool area if you've ever been. And then you got to go all the way here. Apopka. Apopka is really kind of where, you can say that you're in Orlando. Eustis is, borderline, I would think. And then Orlando proper, all the way down here. We actually own two shopping centers in the Orlando area. One actually in city of Orlando, right here, Goldenrod Shopping Center. It's got an LA Fitness, a Marshalls, a Walmart Supercenter. And then we own this one here in Kissimmee, which has got Dollar Tree and Walmart's adjacent to it. EOS is adjacent to it. Sanitas Medical. It's got Hibbett's coming in, and Harbor Freight Tools. So I know the area fairly well. And I would say, this part of Eustis, I wouldn't say is the main and main or super hot. And perhaps that's the reason why it's taking them a little bit longer to sell it. But I won't give any opinion as far as, whether it's worth it or not. I think if you like the brand, if you like Eustis, if 5.35% is a good return on your money compared to the other stuff you can invest in, yeah, maybe. When you buy the property, you can depreciate it, so you can write off against some of your income. You have some tax savings there. So let me know down at the comments what you think about Eustis, Dutch Bros, and maybe buying something like this. Just curious.